Welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody's con going? We appreciate you all coming out. I am Wild Force New Frontier. I'm Logan. This is...
Stickosaurus.
Do it the right way.
I don't know. Whoa! Stickosaurus here.
Okay, so we're two... well, I'm a fan project, and you are a helmet maker, I guess.
I am
a YouTube boy.
I am a YouTube boy. Toku-tuber, I believe, is the actual term. But
okay. And I'm Mike. I'm going to be moderating
the
festivities
Thank
for the
you.
next hour.
You said Mike?
Mike.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Mike's a
Logan
legend.
and Stickosaurus and Mike. I smell a sitcom.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. So, as someone like me, who may be like you, tell us what made you decide to make this project?
Disappointment. I was a military brat growing up. After 9/11, my dad joined the military. We got shipped off to Germany, so I went from northern Indiana, like land of the Amish and corn, to Germany. And Wild Force came on, was one of the only English shows that we got over there. So like I attached to it pretty hard. And when they got the new crystals in the show, and I was like, oh, well, of course, this means a new ranger or a new form, and it was nothing. And I was like, well, that's a bummer. And then they showed the rhino, and I was like, it's definitely a bummer. So I just drew out a sketch, and I was like, this is what I'd want to see. And then as I got older as an adult, I was like, I could do that. I can make this happen. And now I'm here at Power Morphicon doing a panel. All yesterday, I spent with the Wild Force cast, helping them, sitting with them. So like the big takeaway is like, just do it. The worst that's gonna happen is you did something cool for yourself, and best case scenario, you end up doing something like this and just having a ball. I mean, I have my own action figures now, my own crystals. I mean, this guy over here, I mean, stuff little me would love to have and see, and I've done it just by pursuing it.
Nice. And Stickosaurus, how about when you started your end of things? What made you decide to get into it?
Well, I always wanted a Power Ranger helmet, and years ago, I tried to make a peppercore one and fiberglass it and everything like you do, but then it didn't turn out well at all. I'll show you one day if you're in the Discord. I keep forgetting. But fast forward, I got a 3D printer to make D&D minis. To this day, I've played D&D one time, and I decided to print helmets. And I printed sadly a Green Ranger helmet. If you know me and follow me, you know I do not like Tommy or the Green Ranger. That's my shtick. I'm sticking to it. It's fine. It's fine. Go stick to your guns. And I just started making helmets, and it just hasn't stopped. I think we're getting close to like 400 or so. We've 3D printed, finished, made videos for. It's just been a long time. And then I ran into Logan here, and he had these awesome designs. And I asked him if he wanted to make them real. And now we're here doing a panel at PMC, and it's a true love story.
He's underplaying our meet cute because we have an artist friend that does our work for us. And for Mighty, he can't be here, unfortunately. And I was getting our rating octopus, which I have a print for at our table, character design. And it's a blue ring octopus. And when I sent it to him, he was like, there's another weird boy who is doing one with an octopus just laying on his Gokaiger helmet. And I was like, give me his information because I have got to talk to this guy. And then he's been stuck with me ever since.
Sadly.
And there's actually there's a few people around here that are going around in Stickosaurus helmets.
Yeah, there are. If you saw Toku Collectibles, Megazord out there has a helmet I made for him. Zenith Media, 2 of their Zoodra helmets I made for him.
Amy's walking around here in the swan that you made for her.
Yeah, Amy's in here. Amy's not in here, but Amy's walking around with a swan I made for her.
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't know she changed.
So in terms of the actual project, I want you to walk me and all of them pretty much from soup to nuts. You like that phrase? I'm secretly 70, apparently. From soup to nuts, I want you to just tell me like treatment to actual product. Like how long does it take? How many revisions need to be remade?
Well, like we said, we started with my Rhino Ranger, and he's been through like 3 versions. Sticks made both versions of the helmet. We went from one that had 2 horns that are like this big, and the new one's got a horn that's like this on it, massive. But it started as an art project where I was just like, I'm gonna make all 100 crystals into 100 Rangers, and then it grew into a fan art project, a group art project, because people were like, I want a Wild Force Ranger too, and I was like, sure, what do you want? And they were like, okay, well, I've got a list, and you can pick one of these, and they're like, well, I like axolotls, and they're not on there. And I was like, we can do an axolotl. Let's do it. So we have a pink axolotl ranger. And then people are like, well, I want an action figure of one of these. And I was like, okay. And then I started talking to people about that. And then it just grew into this huge fan thing, which we call the Tokusatsu Worldwide Federation, where we're just working with everybody. I work with Gao Gao Shop, makes these crystals. Bin Studios makes our big figures. Power Ranger Fan 12 makes our small figures, which any of you guys want to come up and pick one up and look at them, absolutely do so. It just grew into me making a ton of friends and working with a ton of people. That's why I say, like, just go for it. Worst case scenario, you make a few friends. Best case scenario, you make a lot of friends, a lot of cool stuff, and you get to do cool stuff like this.
And for Stegosaurus, similar, but I want to know, like, where do you acquire the materials to get everything?
So, first off, the best thing about this is since we work with so many people, if you want to get a helmet made, I mean, you got to come up with your concept art, as always, and we usually ship it off to M for Mighty. He does all of our art for the most part. We do some artists do posters and everything, but he does all the main arts. You got to get 360s made of your helmet, and he'll help you through the process. He'll tweak it, get it how you want it, and then we move it over to our model maker. We use is either 3D Command Center, but the main one we use for the New Frontier stuff is Zero to Hero. He does an amazing job. I bug him way too much with way too many helmet files. I'm pretty sure he hates me, but he's made, I think, he had like 26 helmets modeled.
New Frontier has a lot of helmets, so he's done about 26, and it's going to be 100 by the time it's done.
Yes, it's going to be great. They're all going to be in Logan's house. It's going to be cool. And then after that, I get the file from Zero. We 3D print it. Just typical PLA. Don't overthink it. You don't need PETG or anything. Just some PLA plastic. And then I usually make a video of it. You sand it, get it smooth and everything, and get it looking pretty for him. And then finish up the video and ship it off to Logan. Sit on his glass living room.
How many videos do you think you would have up on YouTube right now?
New Frontier, just in general?
No, just in general.
Helmet videos, I think we have 238. And we're scheduled up to next April.
And all of his videos take you from start to finish. He takes you from printing it out, sanding it, then wet sanding it 1,000 times, priming it, all that jazz. And so he's really not just making helmets, he's also making content that helps other people learn how to make helmets. He sends kits out to people so they can finish painting them and doing it themselves. Like I said, it's really community based. And he's not doing it just for him. He wants people to learn, wants to help people out. People message him all the time and ask, like, hey, how would you do this? And he's like, yeah, he'll walk you through it.
Yeah, it's more important. I'd rather teach you how to make your helmet because anyone can do it. Trust me. It's nothing special. Anyone can do it, but I'd rather teach you how to do it. You can make your own. I don't want your money. I'd rather you put some hard work into it, or not. You don't have to. Some people just throw paint on an unprinted helmet and they're happy with it, and it looks great from 6 foot away. So, it looks great on the shelf.
Yeah. So something I'm curious about is, for all the time you've been doing this, what's been the biggest hurdle to overcome?
Biggest hurdle to overcome? I'm a social person, but like it's weird. It's weird to be like here having people stop you, and like I know most of these people buy like their usernames online, and they'll like I got bear hugged by somebody before they even told me who they were, and they're like Logan, and I was like I have no idea who you are. It's also weird hanging out and talking with like the actors and stuff. It's hard to grasp the people. I'm out there and people know me, and not to sound like up my own butt or anything like that. It's just weird. Like I said, I'm a military brat from northern Indiana. It's a little strange. It's a little strange to be out here doing this.
And Stegosaurus?
Oh,
You get real questions with the real moderator, baby.
I know. I thought we were just gonna wing it here. Mike's pulling up. I would say just keep them going. Like it gets exhausting and tiring, but getting a finished helmet to somebody and seeing them in their full cosplay, it just makes it rewarding. And most people are just over the moon, and then you can see pictures. Like I got to take pictures with a ton of people today in awesome costumes. Some I helped make, and it's just it's very rewarding, I guess, in that aspect.
He's underplaying how dedicated he is too, because he'll wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and go out to a shop during the winter and stick his hand in a cold bucket of dirty water to wet sand stuff, or be out there when it's so hot in his warehouse where he's doing it. His computer is trying to kill itself.
It does melt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not great. It's not great.
So you have a bunch of stuff on the table.
Yes.
for us to show. You want to point out one in particular that you're really proud of? I know they're all your babies.
I mean, really, it's got to be the hippo. I got to watch that from start to finish. All the armor is magnet, so it comes off. You can take all his armor off. His hands are interchangeable. Cloth goods. It's crazy to see something that you imagine in your head go from 2D art to a fully posable action figure like you had when you were a kid. It's great to see. It's like I've got kids at home and they'll be like, "That's your Power Ranger," and they're like, "I want to play with it," and you'll be like, "Something." When you get a little older, that's it for me. It's definitely the figures. They're tangible. You can hold them. I got my helmet at home. He made me too.
Oh, nice.
I care too much about that to put that on an airplane, so it stayed behind the glass at home.
I would say honestly, like first off, that is my actual New Frontier Ranger, the Patient Snail, and it was just an idea for a candy cane snail, and just seeing Mighty coming up with an idea, and then Zero bringing it to life in an actual model, and Ben killed it on painting these little models. I honestly just finished the life-size one. The video came out Friday, so if you want to check it out, it's on YouTube. But just seeing it come from just a little idea, because I wanted to do an octopus, but someone already had an octopus ranger. So I went with my other favorite animal, which is a snail. I know, very interesting, but it just seeing it come to life from just offshoot idea is just so cool.
What is next?
For me, it is finishing all the art for it, and then the big plan is an audio drama. I'm trying to be a little bit more realistic. You know, I've got 100 designs. Live action is kind of like out of the question. We might do a few shorts with a few costumes, but the big plan is an audio drama. We've actually got people that auditioned for it. Ninja Steel Blue actually reached out and he wants to voice our Penguin Ranger. Yep. And he is so lovely. And there's other people like Jack and stuff. They're like, yeah, absolutely. If you're doing anything with my character, let me know. So it's the audio drama is the big plan, but first and foremost, I want to get the arts out. So when people listen to it, they like, oh, this is what this looks like, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's the next step for me.
It's a thinker, I know.
I would like to eventually move on to getting some suits, learn how to make them myself, full suits, so Logan actually maybe can do some live action stuff without breaking the bank. I'd like to see him in some spandex, hopefully sooner than later, but I think that's
what, anyone can rock the spandex.
Yeah,
anyone
absolutely
can rock the spandex.
All the respect to the people walking around in helmets and full costumes, especially in the heat and waiting outside. Like, you all are braver than me. Like, I love my helmet, but man, when I get inside it, it is hard to breathe and a little claustrophobic.
Very claustrophobic, yeah. No one thinks that you have one on. You're like, oh boy.
There's nothing like having a conversation with people in a helmet and having to go, huh, like 37 times. Doing the generic lean in with the helmet. But...
especially if the antennas would poke you with them. It's the whole thing.
You want to take a couple of questions from the crowd?
Does anybody here have a question for us? Also, feel free to walk up and look at stuff if you want to look at anything. We also have prints that anybody can have downstairs. So.
Yep, if we run out, there's more.
Yeah.
We're not taking anything back.
We do have a booth, and we have a booth where he's running videos all weekend long and all this. These are really interesting. I grew up trying to find these crystals, and nothing I could find was like really show accurate. So I got with Gao Gao, and we worked. When I got with them, they barely had an Instagram, and I was like, you need to get out there. People should know about these. And I'm about at 13K followers, and after I got them out there and got them doing reels, they have like 3 times my followers in less the time. Because these are amazing. They do a single pour resin instead of a 3-part. A lot of people pour, let dry, sit the animals in there and do another pour. This is all one single pour, so there's no seam, and they look gorgeous. And if you stop by any of the Wild Force actors' tables, that's the crystals they have. And they'll tell you themselves, they look better than what even they had on the table. But I mean, resins come a little bit farther. The original ones, these are resin printed inside here. The original animals for the crystals were made out of clay that they let dry and they put in there. So it's just been mainstreamed, and the quality is outstanding.
Well, it's also different. It has to look a certain way on screen versus in person.
Exactly. Yep. So, and they're also like they're very good. Like photographing these things, man, you got to make sure that it's behind the right thing because it's see-through in color. So if you sit pink in front of the wrong thing, it looks yellow. So it's tricky to work with.
So how many people are on the team?
Oh, people
boy.
that have joined, probably about 37 people.
Nice.
And then, like I said, we do this thing where like we have Hippo there and we have Rhino down here, same character. Rhino wild shifts into Hippo, so it's basically going to be a 50. We're going to have 50 Rangers, and the rest are going to be their alternate forms. And so we're getting really close to being done with people joining and just finishing out the art. And it has been crazy to talk to so many people. Some of the people that joined the team are here. We saw Nico and a few other people that are actually I've never met in person, but I know him through the project. He's like, hey, I'm Savage Coyote, and I'm like, oh, it's nice to meet you in person. So it's a little
Octopus
bit
is here too.
Octopus is here too.
Yeah. Now, obviously, there have been lists with Wild Force about like the 100 power animals and whatnot. How much of that were you sticking to versus venturing off onto your own
We've
ideas?
stuck to it pretty firm. We, like I said, we do have a few out there that aren't out there. Like we have, like I said, Axolotl, but it turned out amazing. There's a lot of like, kind of, there's a lot of like counterproductive, like almost the same thing on the official list. Like you'll have like 6 different versions of a bear that's just a little bit different on the list. You'll have like dog, and then like Japanese dog, then wolf, then Japanese wolf, and so we tried with those ones. We try to be like, we'll get rid of that one and we'll put something a little bit more centric on there. And Lord, yeah, I've got streamer brain, so I'm up here. I can't even think about some of my own rangers, but it's we're open to going through it. But that list is amazing. If you ever get a chance, swing by our booth. I've got the table that's got all the Wild Force is Gal Rangers 100 Beasts Sentai. They had mechas that they designed that they never got to use, and they have an official list, all 100. We have it translated. So swing by. I love to show some pictures of like Peacock, the Peacock Zord. There was supposed to be a Mammoth Carrier Zord for Wild Force that you could have slapped stuff in the back of, and they never did it. There's a lot of cool things got left on the table.
Nice. Now you mentioned, you have people reaching out from Power Rangers to be a part of the project. Have you thought about reaching out to Gal Ranger?
That scares me. I was, man, this whole build up to this con, I was just hoping that like one of them would come over. I would take anybody. I would really take anybody because they're all amazing. Hopefully next time. I haven't. I would love to, but like I said, it's really intimidating to reach out to them over there because like the Power Rangers one thing because I grew up with them and they're accessible.
Yeah.
They're at all these conventions. Jack Guzman, I can't say nothing good about him. Like it was a Memorial Day weekend, and I was sick, and I was just sitting on the couch sick, and all of a sudden I get a message on Instagram like, oh, look at it, and I open it up and it's Jack Guzman. He's like, I've got the day off, man. Let's do a live interview, and I'm just like, oh crap. So I guzzled down some hot tea. I made it look like I wasn't laying around dying all day, and just got to do an interview with my childhood hero like that, and it was wild, but like. They're also great. I'm sponsoring Jack and Jessica this weekend. And they're so pleasant to work with. Like I said, I was at my own table for less than an hour and 30 minutes yesterday because I was just doing stuff with Wild Force Rangers all day. And Anne-Marie, Princess Shayla, Sin Wong, this is the first thing she's done since the show ended. We managed to work with Allison to help get her here. And so the fans can see her and everything. It's stuff like that. It's like I grew up watching this. I never thought I would talk to these people, let alone work with them and do all this good stuff. So, like I said, just go after it, dude. If you got something you want to do it. Like we got Amy out here. That is a concept that she came up with. She has a full costume. Yo, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. No, you are absolutely
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
She does her own Wild Force thing too. She's a swan. Stick made her helmet.
Yep.
So, just do it. The worst that's gonna happen is you're gonna have a good time, and you're gonna keep it to yourself. Best case scenario, you end up doing something like this. It's wild. It's fun. I'm in California. I'm in Southeast Texas. Yeah. And meet people like you.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. She's streaming.
Oh, you got questions from the online feed? Nice. So this is a question from Nova. Philly 2024 Ranger Station. Will you be there?
Listen, Logan planned for this for like a year. It took me half a year to twist his arm to get him on a plane to get here. The next big thing for Logan is marrying Toxica down there. So we might not be seeing him at a lot of cons until that's done. If I can swing something in Texas, or if he can like just twist my arm enough, maybe something, we'll see. But
We might go to Ranger Station. I'm not sure yet. It's not very far from where we live, so maybe.
Never say never, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Nova, for your question. Do you have anything else from the feed?
thanks everybody for coming. We've never done anything like this before. It's cool just to say that we've done it at
The Devin Burst. Okay. So who's going to win an arm wrestling contest between
Nobody
you two?
wants to
I
watch
don't
that
think
because it's going to be the saddest
That's
thing ever.
just
You all see all
embarrassing.
the stuff up on the table, right? That sounds like a bad
Even if the table
idea.
was clear, like it would just be uncomfortable for everybody.
I don't
And
want to
then both of
embarrass
us
him
would
in
be
front of all
sore
these
the next
people.
day. Like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's fair.
He is taller than I thought he was, so I mean, maybe.
I don't think that has anything.
I thought you were very short. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I said, nobody wants to see that. Not a single person wants to see that. I don't want to participate in that.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's like Wily Force New Frontier.
Wiley
Wiley
Force
Force.
is here. We do have a coyote.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Demon from the Sun. So how long is the process of making your own Rangers? I'm just repeating it for people who are watching this after the fact,
you
not
know,
the stream.
it varies. It varies per person. I've found that out. Some people it's quick. When people reach out for, it, I'm like, come up with an animal and your colors. Usually we do 2-part colors. Your animals, your colors. We like to add extra flair. Like my rhino usually has a shoulder pad. You see on the hippo over here has armor. We've got some people that are in like cowboy dusters. Like a little extra flair doesn't hurt anybody. So it just depends on what you want. Bring it to me. We figure it out. We figure out your colors, and we talk to Mighty. And then a big part of it is how busy Mighty is, because anybody in the Ranger community knows, and for Mighty stays really busy. He has made art for tons of fan projects. Anytime you hear somebody say, "Hey, Wild Force New Frontier sent me," he's just like, because we are at this point we are the biggest team in the fandomverse as far as I know. Like I said, we're like 48 Rangers strong, and we're gonna be 100 when it's all said and done. So, like, imagine that poster. It would be insane.
It's like that tagline from back in the day, 48 strong.
And growing.
So it can take anywhere from 3 weeks to a month or so to get it fully flushed out. It also depends on what you want, because when we do it, you can just do it in like different poses. You can get a lot of people that do cosplay want it in a full 360. So whoever's 3D modeling their helmet can see it from all sides. Whoever's sewing their costume can see it.
Yeah, that's important.
Wild Force started off. Well, you know, Wild Force is their Ranger numbers represented by their stripes. I was really naive when I started. So like, yeah, we'll do the stripes, and then we got to our 11th Ranger, and Mighty was like, dude, I can only get so many stripes on a little sash going across the chest. So now we do Roman numerals. It differs. I don't know if that answers your question.
Do you have another one from the stream? UFO Ninja.
Like I said a little bit ago, I always wanted a Power Ranger helmet, and I don't know how we got this deep into it. Something terrible happened, and you know, sometimes I just sit there and think about how much it's kind of depressing. I get at some point, but again, I just like making people's dreams come true. I know a lot of people really enjoy cosplay, and I try to make it super affordable and just make sure I can get it to you in time and all that. And just seeing people, like I said, walk around with the costumes, like Amy walk around with her swan helmet and everything. It's just, that's the reward I need. I'm not really worried about the money and all that. It's that satisfaction.
Seeing your genesis of your idea and how far it can go.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like we have a booth here, and we are like the fact that we came all the way to California, and I get to pick out my table, and then I see helmets I know he made sitting on a table, and I was like, I'm gonna sit us right next to there. So all week long, he didn't get bring helmets with him because, like I said, get him on the airplane, everything. So, but now he can literally just go to the table next to us. See those 3 helmets right there? I did that.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's definitely really cool, and anyone can make helmets. I'll say it again, anyone can do it. If you need help, I will help you.
like I said, the whole thing is wild because we went to the Houston airport and we were in the Discord for PMC like most of you are. And I see somebody in the Discord like, hey, somebody's wearing a Mighty Pterodactyl shirt. And I was like, oh, cool. I messaged her like, hey, if they're wearing the shirt, we got a special sticker for people that bought that shirt. Come see us at our table. Well, then my fiance there was wearing a pterodactyl shirt too. I almost said a pterodactyl shirt too. And somebody taps on her shoulder and was like, hey, do you know if you go to that con, you get a free sticker? And I was like, what is happening? And I was like, I'm the person that said the free sticker. And they were like, oh, I'm the person who was pointing out the shirt in the Discord. And I was like, and that was their layover flight. So they went from one place to another to get to California. It's just such a small world. Anything else from anybody? Oh, Aaron.
Toku Aaron? Not just a good time, the best time.
We're having a time.
It's definitely a time. He was going to be stabbed getting chicken last night, so.
Yeah, no. It's getting food is first of all, we're not used to being able to walk wherever.
California's scary.
It's not. It's a really nice neighborhood. Like he's just nervous. But no, I will admit, I did take us to a shady thing last night. I was like, let's find food, and there's like Dave's Hot Chicken. I was like, I like hot chicken. Food looks great. We walk 10 minutes there in the middle of the night. It's past 9. And we get there, and it's just a door in a weird alley with buttons you push. And I was like, how do we do this? And it's like, you have to order online at this point in time. So I order online, and they're like, now you wait here until it's ready, and you push this button on the door, and a light comes on this camera, and they go, what do you want? And they're like, Logan, and this lady just opens the door and like, take your food. And it was just, don't have anything like that in Southeast Texas.
But it was fun. We had fun.
It's also right next door to a restaurant where a robot makes
we
your
went to go see
burgers
Flippy.
and fries, and they have a 3D printer in there, which I don't know what they're doing with. And I was like,
Hopefully meat.
I'm not leaving California before I have a robot making French fries.
Absolutely.
We're going.
Bucket list.
So it was wild.
But for people watching who have not been to this area for Power Morphicon, it's awesome. It's a great time.
It is.
Yeah.
Very safe. A lot of stuff they're talking about is a decent amount of time away from here.
Yeah. The town's amazing. He just thinks he's going to get stabbed anywhere he goes outside of this.
Yeah, that's true.
Getting him on a plane was a nightmare. I literally had to you have no choice. I bought this ticket and you're coming. So he's here. Against his will. Yeah. We're trying.
We will.
If anybody wants to hang out with us, we're not picky. We'll hang out with them.
But around the convention center is really nice, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's very nice.
The whole
No,
neighborhood-
Pasadena's lovely.
We're staying at the Hilton, and like I said, it's a 6-minute walk, and the weather here is so nice. When we left, it was like 100 something and muggy where I live, and I get here this morning, it was like 70 something outside. Love it.
Very pleasant.
So we're having time. It's just the time difference has got us tired. A lot of lack of sleep. We checked out the VIP party the other night. That was crazy.
Yeah.
It's like I said, we're having time. It's just a lot of getting used to for us.
Oh, we have a question. Here, what you need? Oh, so first helmet the stick completed and favorite helmet of all time.
I think it was green.
It was a Mighty Morphin Green helmet.
He's such a hypocrite. He's such a
Listen,
hypocrite.
we all make mistakes. It's fine.
He also has a banned helmet list too.
I do. We don't
I
make
know
those.
Daichi's on there.
Yeah,
The
Daichi's
Green
on
Ranger's
there.
on there, but he still makes Green Rangers. Don't let him fool you.
I don't. Yes.
Like
It is the Tommy tax. You got it.
if we're talking best, like our favorite Ranger helmet, like of all time, are we counting Sentai too, or we're just doing Power Rangers? Because if it's Sentai, for me, it is Cyan from Q Ranger. It is Sky Blue. I love the color. I love the helmet. I wish we would have seen that in Cosmic Fury. I wish we'd seen those helmets. So that's the helmet is gorgeous. I imagine they're really hard to work on though because those visors are wild.
They are. SG's got Q Ranger down there.
Yeah, see, he knows. He's got good taste. Q Ranger helmets are fantastic.
I hate to be the same, but probably Shishi Red from
They're good.
Q Ranger, the
They're
power up. That
fantastic.
is the best. Absolute
So
best.
the Orion form, the power up
Yes.
one?
Yes.
And one of the
Beautiful.
big, are they the biggest team at this point, or did they get beat out? I
At
think they're
12?
the largest team. Huh? Okay, so it's second
Yeah.
largest.
Yeah,
And
that
like
makes
I said,
sense.
They're all outstanding. It's kind of like where we leaned on when I was like, I want extra flair because all those Rangers and Q Ranger, they all have a little something from like you look right down there at blue. You know, he's furry. He's got the extra flair there.
For those who can't see, it's an Okami Blue cosplayer.
Yeah, and then you've got Stinger's got a tail. It's just, like it's all amazing. It's a
Yeah, they're very
great series.
fun.
Go watch it.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, both of us picked this helmet.
And I want to point out sheer coincidence. I happen to be wearing the correct colors for this panel. Look at that. I got the
Well, we both of our flagship characters are very similar as far as hair goes.
nice.
We're oddly similar.
We got another question right here.
To expand on the what? Oh, absolutely. We definitely encourage people when they join to like I'm not like make a character, I'll come up with bio. I'm like, figure it out. Tell me what your character is. And there's a lot of people that want to, like you said, there's a lot of people that want to take older characters and do stuff with. We kind of lean away from it. We kind of want to let them do their own thing. But as far as like their own characters, I'm like, hey, make a bio. When we made our octopus, the person was like, I would really like my person to be a cruise line singer and be an octopus. So one of our prints we have at our table is this amazing octopus ranger sitting in front of a cruise ship with a mic in his hand and a storm is going. And I think a lot of people in this community are really talented when it comes to writing, thinking of stories. So any chance I get, I'm like, yeah, help me, because it's easier as a group project. I don't want to sit there and have to figure out a bio for somebody else's character because you thought of the character so clearly in your head, you had an idea of what it would be. So absolutely, help me expand it. And if you have a suggestion for a character, like, hey, what's this character's backstory? I'm like, I don't have one yet. Throw me what you got. I am happy to work. What's up? Oh man, you would hit me with, I still to this day, people are like, what are your guys' morphs are? And let me tell you, designing a morph is rough. And then I struggle with cringe. I struggle with it hard. I get flustered and I can make myself cringe. So I gotta find a place where I am by myself. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try out some poses, and I'm just like, I kind of want to die. It's harder than you think. It really is. Because like if I was like, anybody in here have like an OC character? Okay, so like with your OC character, do you have like a pose, like a go-to pose or a catchphrase? Exactly.
You're working on it, yeah.
How long have you had an OC character?
The character that I have is the person making the technology.
Okay.
It's the doctor scientist making more stuff. But I mean, I agree with you. You're talking about iconography.
Yeah. Yeah. And with me, it's Wild Force, so I can't even just be like, this is how he stands when he's done. I was like, what looks good after he slaps the ground for whatever reason and pops back up? I mean, you're competing with, oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be talking like, but you're competing with stuff like Iron Bison popping up, just like flexing his guns, or you got Tiger going like this, and like these are all iconic. Well, Shark's a little on the nose because it's just like, my kid knows how to do that. My kid does do that. Whoever made Baby Shark is a monster.
Baby Shark is super old,
yeah,
man.
but like to figure out a morph or a stance or a catchphrase, like it's like you said, it's iconic. You got to find something. You got to stick the landing, because you got stuff like you got Billy, and you press his device and go, that's more phenomenal. That's there for the rest of forever. So like as soon as you throw something on it, it's there, and I don't know what to do with. A lot of the people who join my team is like, this is what my character says when I'm like, I'm glad that you could nail it right then and there. Because like my character is based loosely on me. Because it's the design that came up when I was a kid. And I'm like, Logan doesn't have a catchphrase. And like the words that Logan says the most, talking about myself in third person here, are explicit and don't belong to Power Rangers. So it's just like, it's a lot. So I don't have anything yet, but like we'll work on it. And one day you'll see me do it online, and I'll look like I'm suffering. But we'll do it eventually. We'll figure it out. Like he's got a catchphrase as a human being. He's got his hello thing. Everybody knows that to watch him. He does the hello. That's him.
Love mistakes.
Sitting at the table watching people that know what it is and reacting is amazing, but it's way better when it's people that have no idea who he is and they walk up and he does it and they're like
It's like a jump scare.
so it's hard.
Stay on brand.
Anybody out there that wants to develop something, embrace for that because like I said, one, you're competing with all the morphs that are out there. This is the longest, like one of the longest series ever. Like anything that like is our morpher is a risk morpher. It goes on the hand. And just figuring out how you're gonna do it. We didn't go with the growl phones because I love Wild Force, I love Gal Ranger. I honestly think it's the worst morpher in all of the series. It's a gold Nokia. That's it.
It's a hot take. Why are we doing hot takes?
And then it gets weirder because then it's got little robot legs that come out of it.
Or fins.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's odd. I don't like it. So what we did is we basically took away those, and the crystals are where we lean on to. We do wild shifts. Like I said, as a kid, I was like, they got a new crystal. They should have been a new ranger. So what we did is we took the hilt of the crystal saber, where the crystal went, basically cut it down the middle, stuck it on a hand, put a band around it, and the crystal sits in it. And we have 3D models of it.
Yes.
We're working with Gao. Gao is going to make half crystals with magnets in it that can stick in the brace on the hand, and that's how we're going to do it when we do the series. Because realistically, one of those sitting on your hand would be ginormous. So they're going to be cut in half. They're going to have a magnet in them behind the figures that will stick to your hand, so you can. I just John Cena. So we'll figure it out eventually.
You're retired?
Yeah, it's very similar to Mega Rangers. Yeah, exactly. Or if kind of like the color change with Tokyuja, how they just swap colors and everything. It's just like every character has one at least. So like I said, Rhino goes to Hippo, and that's because I like rhinos, I like hippos. That's what I went with. And then we've got some really odd ones out there. It's like, oh man, I can literally not think of anything up here. But it's like we have a sea turtle. What would you think a sea turtle would wild shift into? Take a guess. Anybody? A mole. The guy was like, I love sea turtles, I'm a turtle. I was like, great. He's one of our 6 main rangers. We have an action figure for him. He has a shield that sits on his back like a shell. It comes off. We have the action figure scope. And then I was like, what's your wild shift going to be? And I'm like, it's going to be something aquatic. It's going to be crazy. And he's like, I want it to be a copper mole. And I was just like, okay, your choice. Yours? Kitty down here, hers, we went with, anybody ever seen the black and gunmetal Gao King that they did? Where,
Yeah, a while back.
Hers is based on the recolor change they did for the White Tiger. It's black, so we call it, she has a special effects and makeup that she does where it's Creepy Kitty Cosmetics, or you changed it, Creepy Kitty Creations. So we went with, I was like, I want to go with Creepy something, so I went with Creeping Panther. So she's a Creeping Panther. And her character's actually hilarious. She's got a hoodie on that zips up, so it's like her uniform is still under there, but her hoodie's kind of called like too. It's unzipped, and her animal crest instead of being on like her chest is right in the middle. And her hood can go up, and her ears can pop out of it. Her wild shift is completely different because it goes from being black and silver to being the wild shift for deer. So you go to that like mint green and like a pinkish color, and she's still got the hoodie on, but it's just a very drastic change. He's done that helmet.
It's printed. It's not done, but it's printed.
He's done a variant where we did for Christmas. We did the reindeer. We have a reindeer ranger for Christmas. That's Christmas themed, and he did that. The nose lit up. We did cool stuff like that.
Nice.
But like I said, the wild shifts aren't really. There's no rhyme or reason to wild shift. Like Hippo and Rhino kind of go together because they're kind of both big. One's faster, one's slower. And then like I said, then you have sea turtle and mole. And there's weirder ones out there. I just can't think of anything right now. It's called Twitch brain, like streamer brain. You get on there, you get in front of people, and everything just goes right away.
All right. So we got about 5 more minutes left. So if anyone has anything.
And our project is open. So like, if anybody out there is like, I want to be a Wild Force Ranger too, hit us up. The only thing we ask is when you join is like, just get your commission done, and then we get the files made and everything. So like, once you get in, it's very quick to be like possibly getting your own helmet, seeing an action figure. Like I said, it's unreal how it works, and it's fun. Stop by our booth and talk to us, check it out. If anybody here wants a print before they leave, we got prints down here, and we'll be giving them out at our booth all weekend long. just message me on it. I'm not on Twitter because Twitter scares me. Y'all are wildly on Twitter. So I'm just on Instagram. He's on Twitter. He's braver. He makes fun of me all the time because I don't know all the people that are on the Twitter community. He's like, this happened. I don't know. I stay away from it. They scare me.
I keep you informed. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But you just reach out, talk to me. Like I said, we've had tons of people do it, and we are more than happy to get you settled in. We have maybe like 15-ish more slots we need to fill before we just, because like I said, I want to do 50 actual Rangers and then 50 wild shifts. That's the easy way to do it. So it's coming, it's closing down, but we're getting there. If you, oh, what's up? I'm glad you brought that up because we actually split it up throughout the world. So we actually have one of our teams. Yeah, we split it all up. We actually have like an Arctic team. The Arctic team actually makes sense because it's like we've got an orca, we've got a penguin, we've got like a wolf out there, and then we just kind of split it up. Like our main team is a weird combination because, like I said, our main team is. We did Rhino and Armadillo on a team together with the main team because they got to be together. So we got Rhino, Armadillo. We did, instead of going with Green for Gorilla, which we'll do him eventually, we went with the Fire Mountain Roar, the Red Kong, which we got as a toy in America as a DX, but we didn't see him in the show or anything. We went for him our Red Ranger. We got Creeping Panther as our Black Ranger, and I'm forgetting my own team. We got Sea Turtle, Kong, Rhino, Armadillo, and Panther. That's our core five, and we have a Snow Leopard for our 6. And like I said, we break them up into teams, usually 6 parts of the Arctic team and throw them skins. We try to keep to the theme, so if we do Asia, we're probably going to do something like, we have a Red Panda Ranger, and we would kind of stick to the animals that are in that region. If that makes sense. Anybody got anything else before we release you guys back to the con? We appreciate you all coming out here.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's going to wrap things up. Again, thank you all so much for coming for this panel. Let's give them a huge round of applause.
Thank you very much, everybody.
And yeah, feel free to check them out on the floor. They'll be here all weekend.
Like I said, come on by.